Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Brian Ryder and today I'm gonna show you how to animate a two-dimensional picture and make it a 3D picture. How to move, how to be alive, if you will. I'm gonna cover a little bit of Photoshop and a lot of After Effects. It's a very simple tutorial, so follow along with me. They're gonna be timestamps below. Also, before we begin, consider liking and subscribing. I do not do things conventionally. Not an art director. But the first thing I do is you have a background layer, you have it here on the side. Then I'm gonna duplicate that layer. So come on, duplicate. We're gonna have to do a little bit of trimming and stuff like that. So I tend to use the lasso tool, this one right here in the corner. I tend to use that a lot because again, I'm not an art director or a Photoshop artist. And I'm just gonna try to trace as close as possible from the objects. The idea here is to separate as many objects as you can. So I'm gonna kind of speed up this a little bit. I'm gonna separate the face as close as possible, just a bunch of little dots. If you're animating a figure like this or a picture, we can animate pretty much anything. The idea is to have the things that rotate or move as separate elements. So in this case, we have Groot. He has a little head, and we're gonna separate the head from the rest of the body so we can rotate the head, if you will. So once you have selected everything, you're gonna see selected. You can go back here to this icon on the right side menu at the bottom, and that's a mask. I apply a mask to that. So if I delete the background, ta-da! We have a separate head. We have separated the head out of Groot. And then you just repeat this process. I always keep the background layer intact, and then I start creating names for everything so I know. So this is the head of Groot. Then I'm gonna duplicate the layer. I'm gonna work on the duplicated layer only. For example, I would like to separate his arm. So I'm gonna separate the arm, just create a little bunch of dots. This selection, just to keep in mind, it's happening on the layer that I have selected. I didn't create an empty object or an empty layer yet. Pretty much everything separated right now. And I'm gonna add a little bit more of the body just because I might need it later on. You go back to the mask. On the layer that you have selected, you create a mask, and that isolates that mask. I'm gonna rename that. That's gonna be right arm, because that's our right arm. There's a little bit of cleanup in here that you will have to do. Then you pick up something like the clone tool, and then we start cloning things. Again, this is not a Photoshop tutorial, so I'm just trying to do this as quick and dirty as I can. The more precise that you could be, the better it is. So I did this work already ahead of time. So what I did is I separated every single element of Groot. I have a background that I kind of mask and move things around of the background. I also have a lower body, which I needed for some sort of animation. Right arm, upper body. You keep everything in layers, so make sure that the whatever is further away, it's above, or whatever is closer away. So you kind of think of it in terms of a painting. We have the left arm, we have the neck, we have the head, and everything is a single piece. No head, head, no head, head, no head, head, that sort of thing. So with this thing done, please name everything. That makes life easier. And then let's start our tutorial. Let's keep everything out of here and move into After Effects. Just save the file, click on File, Save As, give it a pretty cool name, Groot Sneakerhead. Save. Bam. Replace it. Okay, so now let's go into After Effects. What we have to do in here is we're gonna import the project, so feel free to open After Effects. We're gonna go to File, we're gonna import the file or multiple files. Then you're gonna have to find whatever your file is. The thing with Adobe software is that it's interconnected, so it's pretty easy to move things around. I'll have it in a folder, I look for it, and I have Groot Sneakerhead. You're gonna import everything as footage. And once you have it in there, you have to keep the composition, retain all the layers, and you have to hit OK. If you find in here, you have the main layer, which is the original picture as I had, and then I have all the little masking that I did into that. So I have all the layers that I was using when separating Groot. So the only thing you have to do is you bring everything. I would like everything to be about 6 seconds in length, just because I like 6 seconds. And then we're gonna bring everything into the animation. As you can see, all the layers are behind. Then we have to be a little bit of management in here. Let's find, because we have enabled names, so we change names, we can put everything in order. This is a full picture. So let me disable everything to figure out what it is. That's the background. This is the upper body. This is the arm. I'm gonna move the arm a little bit so it kind of makes sense to where I'm at. And then the right arm is gonna be behind the upper body. Then we have the neck. Let me move the neck into this. You have to select the layer and then you just go and move the neck. Let me zoom in a little bit because it's pretty far away. And I'm gonna put it somewhere around here, and I'm gonna put the neck behind the upper body. Perfect. The next thing I have is the lower body. So let me bring the lower body and move it somewhere in here. Did it make sense? Let's check sizing wise. It's about right. And then the next thing we have is the left arm. He looks super muscular right now. Let me go and fix the right arm. Zoom in a little bit. And let's move the right arm to where the right arm is supposed to be, which is somewhere around here. Then I have the head. You have to select the head and then go into the head and place it whatever you guys think it fits best. Of course, you can move things and play with it. And finally, we have this is the original image, which we don't need at this point. Let me zoom out so you guys can see. So this is how the image looks, the reference in 2D. So now let's disable that. I do not need that one. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move everything except for the background. So I'm going to lock the background, move everything and place it wherever I think it should go. So somewhere around here. Then the process is pretty simple. We're going to animate a couple of things in here. So what do we do? Well, the first thing I would like to do is I would like to move the head a little bit. I would like to, you know what, let's move with the arm. So we have the right arm on the background. You see it? And you don't see it again. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the right arm. I'm going to open up the transformation. And one thing you have to keep in mind in here is that this is the center of the axis where everything is moving. If you start moving things or rotating things in here, the arm will rotate from the center. I don't want to do that. So what you do is you press the letter Y, and then that allows you to move whatever the joint is. The joint is somewhere around here. So I'm going to move it, drag it and drop it. And then I'm going to create some keyframes. This is your playhead. If you see it here at the bottom, I'm moving it right now. I'm going to create a couple of keyframes. Now they're going to rotate around that. So for example, I'm going to have it starting a little bit lower, somewhere around here. I'm going to create a keyframe on this little watch. I'm going to move forward to the end. It's 6 seconds only. And then I'm going to bring it back a little bit so it moves up. So it looks there's some sort of movement in there. You see, it's beautiful. And then we're going to repeat the same process. Magic is happening right now. So we're going to go to, let's play with the other arm. Hey, left arm, we have you right here. And then we're going to press the letter Y, move it to the joint because you move your arms from your shoulders and your joints and your elbows, etc, etc, etc. So I'm going to transform. I'm going to create a couple of frames. I would like that arm to have a little bit more movement because he's super excited about it. So, and I'm going to start a little bit after. So let's say I have a rotation, which is negative, and he is right here per se. We have a rotation here. I'm going to move the playhead till the end. I'm going to bring the rotation a little bit to the front. So he's super excited to receive his other sneaker. Oh, cute. I'm going to move the head just because I think it's cool. We have the head, this layer in here, select the layer and go to the back. And perhaps he wasn't looking. I don't know why he wasn't looking. He was distracted. All of a sudden, someone caught his attention. And we're going to do the exact same thing. Don't forget to press Y. The neck, the pivot of the neck goes around here. And then I'm going to rotate the head. So he's sad. He doesn't know what's going on. And suddenly we're going to create a rotation keyframe. Go to the end, probably second number 3. He's so excited that he notices that someone is giving him some sneakers. Gives him hope. He keeps on looking. Perhaps a couple seconds later, he's doubting about it. We're gonna create another keyframe. Press here, the little diamond in here, and maybe he doubts for a second. Is it true? Is it not? But yeah, it's true. How great. We're gonna go back and create another keyframe. He's so excited. What? Let's make everything a little bit smooth. So if you want to do this, hit the letter U or the keystroke U. What you're gonna see is all the commands or all the actions that we're doing, all the movements from the head, from the upper body, from the arms, etc, etc, etc. So press the letter U, select everything at this point, and you're gonna see everything is selected because it is blue. If you have a PC, I believe it is F9. I do not have a PC, so I go to the top of my screen, hit on animation, and when I get into animation, I go to the keyframe assist. I'm gonna ease everything. Okay, so let me render this so you guys can see it. Oh, look at that. Oh, sneakers. Hey guys, that was it. If you liked this video, please consider liking and subscribing. See you on the next one. Peace.